Doing this is very important in reference to the laws of government and the Constitution. This government man is still hitting me in the face and jaw. They're still hitting me in the front teeth. This man has to be arrested from the first day that he ever called my teeth fake. This man was using, obviously, somebody else's dental records. What's the name of the dentist of the man where you got those dental records from, government man? I'm not going to tolerate no lies. I'm not going to tolerate any of your fabrications. I'm not going to tolerate none of your probable cause. I'm not going to tolerate none of your fucking racism games. And I'm not going to tolerate any of your fucking games of trying to steal my land or trying to steal my looks or my companies. And I'm not going to tolerate anything that you've done. You're going to be charged for each and every last satellite transmission. Up to the time of the last satellite transmission, you can get the death penalty. In reference to you hitting me in the face or burning me or damaging my teeth, you get charged for the death penalty. Meaning you get charged to get put on trial for the death penalty up until the last satellite transmission. Like, for instance, you might not have done this for a while. And then you went back into the satellite control room and started hitting me again. The charges of hitting me even one time can get you the death penalty. I'm not your child. I'm not your property. And no matter what your position of government is, don't forget my father was president 6 fucking times. Which is more times than any German or anybody else that's ever been in this fucking country. Wasn't my father president 6 fucking times? He had to fill in for other people in the presidency? Or my father ran for election or whatever back in the day. Look it up. You think you outrank me, government man? We need all the people in politics to step into court that think they outrank me. And they have legal right to beat the shit out of your fucking mouth and to tear up your fucking teeth and to tear up your fucking face. Do you understand that, you fucking piece of shit? Your race and religion has to be known. Who you are. You have to get charged for every single satellite abuse. Are you a German? Are you from the Bush fucking family, man? I'm going to tell you, Bush, you and anybody else of German heritage touching me can legally get prosecuted and apprehended. Anybody of German heritage touching me can face the death penalty. I am not a German. They had evidence that my mother and father had been murdered by Germans, and Germans that was tied in with Middle Easterners. If a Middle Easterner touches me with a satellite transmission or a German, they can be prosecuted and put on trial. You seem to think that you thought you owned this country. We need to see all the deeds information of what these people claimed they thought they owned in America. You think you own more than my parents did? Which I'm the owner of everything? You think you own somebody else's face? You thought if you used microwaves and tried to wear a person down, you thought you'd get away with deteriorating a person's lifespan, huh? What race are you? You think you can deteriorate a person's lifespan? Because you wanted to play dictatorship in America? I'm warning you, man, I am not going to tolerate none of your police brutality, none of your government brutality. You are violating Treasury laws and the laws of Elliot Ness. Any fucking teeth damage can get you the death penalty. Any misrepresented information about anything of my lifestyle can get you the death penalty. I am the only child of my mother and father. I'm the last living relative of my mother and father. And my parents was richer than any other family in this country. Anybody falsifying, claiming they owned any land that my parents owned, or my grandparents, those people get put on trial for the death penalty. Nothing is ever for sale. I'm the owner of my mother and father's estates forever. I'm the owner of every square inch of every single property of my mother and father's companies and properties and land that I am the owner of. So, no matter what you think, you might have been in office for 4 or 8 years. You might complain about your past history of somebody of your race, or the past history of something. And you can get charged for attempts of murder and trying to murder me. You can get executed. My family didn't do nothing to your family. My family didn't have nothing to do with your family. If you trespass or vandalize or cause any injury to me or my lifestyle or my family history, there's going to be legal right to put you to death. I'm not going to tolerate nobody's tricks. I'm not going to tolerate what should have been done, but people didn't do it. If things are happening in this country, if police chiefs have allowed government politicians and government agents to cause me problems, they must get prosecuted. If they're trying to cost me money or trying to disrupt my personal life because they're trying to show off for their government friends, we're going to use the law books on everything. On everything. Did any politician try to extend their administration into future administrations back in the day? Like, for instance, did one politician family try to control the history of politics in America? They get prosecuted for treason. I'm not going to tolerate none of your people. And somebody said that Billy Bush was one of the satellite controllers. He faces life in prison. He has to be put on trial, and he faces trial of the death penalty. I'm not friends with Billy Bush. I'm not friends with anybody that damages anything on my body. I'm not friends with anybody that damages any of my teeth. I'm not friends with anybody that ever calls my teeth fake. I'm not friends with people that defamate my character. I'm not friends with people that try to rape me, or they tried to render me unconscious to try to rape me. I'm not friends with people that try to do things to my body. I'm not friends with people that try to hurt me. I'm not friends with anybody or their fucking obligations. They messed my mouth. I'm not friends with none of those people making fake obligations and stipulations. I was living at my mother and father's mansions when these people kidnapped me. The property lines and deeds law says all those people that kidnapped me the first fucking time must get arrested. The Treasury should have their names on record. I am not friends with no political family. I am the only child of my mother and father, first and foremost. And in reference to political families, if they can't see the abuses or crimes of what these other political families have done, then obviously you're not paying attention to the crimes or the law books of what these people should have been prosecuted for. That means you have allowed, under your history, you have allowed dirty politics to continue in reference to your history of knowing the laws or knowing the procedures of law. The fact that these people violating my anatomy, these people violating my history. See, some people have been in government since my father got murdered by dirty government. Every politician in this country should have went after the people responsible. No matter what race of politician somebody is. According to the laws, as you know, my father got murdered by these criminals and these thieves. It was a definite wrongful death case, too, against the American government. My mother got murdered by these government people. Look, nowadays, look how many of their German party people have trespassed into the companies. Look how many other people of the other races that had conspired with the Germans that had trespassed into the companies. None of those people have legal right ever being there. These people that are holding me hostage with their satellite mutilations and torture, they must get charged each and every single time for each and every physical assault. Their activity of torturing me and abusing me is a crime. Them accusating against me with their German lies and their German handwritten documents is a violation of international treason. The fact of these people trying to alter documents in America to make themselves look rich, they're still hitting me right there. I'm not your child. I'm not your property. And I'm not your goddamn fucking friend either, man. Could be an octatrillion-dollar lawsuit right now against these politicians. You tried to make my life into some fucking biodome torture situation. You claimed that you thought I was the bad person when you tried to steal what I'm the owner of in America. You must get put on trial for your fucking crimes, and I don't give a fuck who you are. Your name is not bigger than my name in this country. Your name is not bigger than my parents' name. And you don't own any of the companies that I'm the owner of. Dirty politicians have tried to steal my social media revenues. Every politician that stole from me must get prosecuted. No fucking matter what.